Clean your CRM.
Clean your CRM, people. It's not as exciting as a smash and slide, but
That's so stupid.
But it's very needed for your marketing to succeed.
Welcome to another episode of Don Draper's Den. On this podcast, we discuss branding and marketing and how it touches so many aspects of our lives. We also talk a bunch of trash about music and food and culture and sports and nostalgia and each other and so much more. We do hope that you're entertained. We hope you can get some insights from two marketing insiders such as ourselves. I'm Chris, and this is Ernie. And in this episode, we get into smash and slide. We get into CRM, spring cleaning. Talk about some sales stuff in marketing and then some. And cricket, Indian food.
Yep.
And
love it.
Yeah, and lots of other things. So we do hope that you're entertained. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. We want to blow this thing up as much as we can. We appreciate the support. So without further ado, pour yourself a glass and let's get into this.
All right, cheers.
Cheers. What's up, buddy? How's it going?
Looking forward to spring coming. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
I'm done with the cold weather.
It's so cold.
We're
Like
getting
2 weeks ago,
a few
negative.
glimpses of, nice weather here.
It was
here and
60
there.
degrees out just the other day, man. I was very pleased with that. I was not sad. It sucks going to jiu-jitsu in the winter, man, because I got the jacket on and I got all the layers and all that. And then you get out of the gym and you're sweating like a pig, but then you get outside and it's like 0 degrees out.
Right.
I can't wear my flip-flops.
Yep.
And
just makes it all like more difficult doing those type of things because you got to layer up. You got the same thing when even if I was to ride my motorcycle where it's rideable weather but it's still kind of cold.
Right.
You got to put all these layers on, maybe even put some chaps on. Then you got to put your jacket and like it's just at that point it's like, why am I even riding my motorcycle? Just jump in a car.
What? No, there's no point. It's cold out. What? And you have chaps?
I do. For when it's really cold. Like I don't like wearing them, but like when it's really cold and the wind is just like going through your jeans, that's no fun. You gotta have something to block that wind.
Just black leather chaps, or do they have like frills on them or anything? Any tassels?
No, these are pretty basic. Yeah. I'm not, like I said, I'm not into chaps, so it's really just functional. Break up the wind,
dude.
Yeah, I don't have the whole.
How much money? Listen, this is what we need. All right, just for the bet, just chaps, right? Underwear of your choice, right?
Yeah.
You go G-string, you do whatever you got to do. I don't care. That's quality entertainment, man.
Nice.
Just walk the block, just like
a
a walk of shame through, Lebanon.
I think it'd still be a walk of shame even if I just had put it over his pants. Yeah. Like, just how odd is that? What are you doing
Why are you wearing chaps
around the?
Yeah, man, you got to be 100%, man. You got to be super, super tough.
The problem with these chaps though is that it was given to me.
Yeah.
And it was used and given to me.
Right.
And I just have thicker legs than the guy who just gave it away. Right. And so it's just like really tight chaps on me.
Tight.
Yeah.
Do they flare at the bottom? Like, are they pretty bell bottomed out?
Yeah, it does flare a little bit.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
That's
it's
move.
more of like survival when I wear that. Like, it's so cold, no matter how many layers.
I can't. Anytime it goes chaps, right? I'm thinking two things. I'm going right to Police Academy, right? The Blue Oyster, right? Right. So, and it's a strong vibe, man. Yeah. Like, it was funny then when I was just a kid. I didn't get it. I was like, that's a weird bar. What are they? I didn't get it. I didn't understand. But now, does that hit different, bro? That scene is like, oh no, they're gonna do you wrong. So, but it must have been a good time, to be in that lifestyle in that day and age. Good times. But separately, I think of Rob Halford.
Yeah.
Because I mean, look, first of all, he's the metal god, right? And he's just one of the greatest. Yeah, he rides on a motorcycle and everything like that. But also,
the priest.
You could have found him at the Blue Oyster.
Yeah, you could have found him at the Blue Oyster.
He was definitely there, dude. He was right there. He was in the back room.
Yeah.
VIP. Anyways, Little detour there. So
it was funny when one time Hannah was looking, we were at Harley's store,
right.
and she kept asking the store assistant, like, "Do you sell any assless chaps?" And I'm like looking at her.
Right.
We were both looking at her. We're like, all chaps are assless.
That's kind of how they do
That's kind of how it works.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you don't have the jeans underneath, you are down to party.
Right.
You are way down to party. So moving past chaps, although that's a lot of fun talk there. How about so spring cleaning, springtime? That's what it is. Love it. Do you like the spring cleaning?
I don't like it, but like by the time winter is like near its end, I'm like, at that point, I'm ready. And we talked about this in past podcasts where like I have a higher tolerance, I think, for you in terms of like cleaning.
Yeah.
But like after the winter season, I'm just like my tools. I don't even know where to find my tools because like throughout the winter, I'm just like, running out, getting tools, like fixing something in the house. I just put it somewhere. So like tools are all over the place. Like we have a refrigerator in like our front porch right now.
Nope.
Nope. Because it's like there was snow. We bought a new refrigerator. Well, we can't drag it through the snow. So it's just I can't wait till spring comes so I can clean everything all out, organize everything.
Feels so good.
Yeah.
It feels good.
It does.
I you know what? I'm getting a warm feeling thinking about organizing. I don't care what it is, the medicine cabinet, anything.
I don't get warm feelings, but I do get to a point where I'm like, I'm done. Like I'm tired of myself. Like I can't even find stuff. Like I spend an hour just to find one tool, or I'm like, if it was in where it's supposed to be,
dude.
But when it's cold and you're just like running out there in like the snow,
I don't give a shit. It's like freezing out there. Negative 27 degrees out. The wrench just goes where it goes. I don't care.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
So I'm ready. Yeah. We have a lot. Like my car, my front porch, our shed underneath where the cars are.
Inside your car, you're saying is
inside my car.
Up. See, I can't do that, man. I love that's like a little get for me, right? Because as cold as it is, right? I'll get the big stuff. It could use a vacuuming in there, right? So I'm looking for that like one-off cold, warmer day that I can get out there, get a little handheld vacuum Shannon got. But that aside, I know what you mean. It can get a little dirty, but I got to get the big chumps, especially with my kids, man. Like I go in the back seat, I'm like, where did this crap come from? What is this? Candy wrappers jammed in things? Yeah,
it's like, why did you? I mean, I would have been happy if you just like said, "Here, Dad, can you take trash?"
But then again, don't do that because you're old enough. I don't know. Are you? You know what the age of reason is? Like the actual brain development age of reason.
Is it like 7?
It was 7 and 9.
Yeah.
Right in that area is where the parts of the brain that give you abstract reasoning, come to fruition, blossom, and so my kids are all there now. Yeah. So I don't have to bullshit you. Just pick the goddamn thing up, and that's how we live our lives. But no, I'm in there. I'm like digging under stuff, and I find like the half a piece of gum or something like
things
animals.
Like in that back seat, little flap, and you get side door cup holders, and it's like
side door, dude. I got they're like, it says chalk paint, which is I don't even know what the hell that is. But anyways, I got these markers, and like you could draw on black paper, right? And they're like fluorescent.
Oh yeah.
So they're super cool, right? Yeah. And they're kind of like you push down, and then it like is liquid. Like okay, so I have the, and then they end up in the car, and there's all of them are in the car, but there's no black paper. So like, and I know it's Melody because she's like that one to draw, but what is she drawing on? Thankfully, I haven't seen anything on the seats.
Nice,
but
any day, yep,
any day,
yep,
and that's the new truck, new to me anyway. So a good vacuuming, you get in there. Oh man,
eventually. The thing is, as hard as my car is my safe place.
Yeah,
the problem is like. Because everybody else, like I'll help with the house, I'll help clean things because like I got it. That's shared space,
sure.
And so even though I have a higher tolerance, like Hannah's tolerance is not as high. So I do know that like, and she'll let me know like, okay, I'm starting to get really tired of like things around. So okay, I'll pick things up.
Tidy up.
But my car, like I'll like with my family, they know like that's my disaster zone and my comfort place. So don't criticize me how disastrous it is. That is my place. And it's a disaster. That's why I can never.
I don't even think I'm going to look at your car. Dude.
No, don't look at my car. I mean, you will.
I'll judge the shit out of you, bro.
Your OCD.
That's a social media post waiting to happen.
Yeah, it's not even like organized. It's just one thing on top of another, stuff in my back seat. Yeah, it's just.
No, sir.
That's just my place where like I could kind of release all my stress. Everything else has to be clean. Well, throw in my back seat. There you go.
Are you like, take that world?
Yeah, it's like that. Now, unfortunately, like I can't give anybody rides.
No. I mean, I like driving, so that works out. But yeah, I can't do that. I mean, there's a cat that I know is an amazing attorney actually in New Jersey, Arinze, and he's like a together guy. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He's just tall, dark, and handsome. He's got it together. Super smart. You know what I mean? Just that guy. He's like a leading man. You know. And a pretty good MC as a rapper. So, anyways, all that said, right? My buddy is getting married, and we're just hanging out, killing time. And I was like, "Yo, I got this new CD, this band I was into, and he's got a pretty good system." I was like, "Yeah, check this band out." And so he, hop in his Jeep, and I hopped in real quick, pop it in. We're jamming out, and then I looked around his car. You know what I mean? And I was like, "This is, He's that guy."
Yeah.
But then I saw his car and I was like, all right, well, he's kind of that guy. You know what I mean? I didn't say anything to him.
First of all, I'm not a car guy. Like I've never really cared about cars. It's like it's just point A to point B.
Like the make and model.
Like, whatever.
I'm kind of with you.
Now, I do realize that like I'm in marketing, branding. Like I do realize if I'm pulling into like a place of business, a prospect, and I'm driving a jalopy, that doesn't really help my image. I get that part,
sure.
but that's the only reason why I care. If not, I don't care if it's a rusted old bucket.
Not the vanity.
I never really got into it. Right. Now my motorcycle is different.
Yeah,
but for some reason, cars I just hate them.
Yeah,
the thought that comes to mind, the movie scene that comes to mind. Have you ever seen? You remember like Rambo?
Of course. I just watched Rambo 1 last night.
Okay, then you absolutely know. And at the very end, at the very end, he's like sitting in the police station.
Yeah.
And he's talking about how, and then we drive until the wheels fall off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's stuck in my head. A car is to be driven till the wheel falls off.
Yeah.
And literally right now, like I got to get my tires changed and the whole car is wobbly.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, it's going to happen.
Right. This is it.
This is it.
This is the day.
The wheels are going to fall off. Like I just don't really care.
You know what?
Did it get me from point A to point B?
I'm with that philosophy.
And as a result, it's just my safe place. It's just like, okay, if it just gets point A to point B, I don't care what it looks like. Just throw my shit in there. Nobody can complain. It's kind of my like thing. Like you can't complain. This is my space. This is my space.
Is that, dude? If things go bad, right, in your world, and I doubt they ever would, but if it got all twisted and out of the way, right, I think I get it now. Because then you'd be the hoarder. Right? That's how it ends up. Because then there'd be like 40 bags of used cat litter or something in the front seat. And you're like, dude, you don't need to keep all that. And then you just look and it's crazy. You got the crazy eye. All right, buddy. Hey, at least you had some McDonald's today.
Now, but see, here's the thing though, too.
Yeah.
Is that like when I was, during my divorce, when I was living in this big brand new house. Okay. Dude, it was clean.
Oh, I got you. So it went the other way.
Well, but because I like being a minimalist. Like I technically prefer to be a minimalist.
Yeah.
Right. So it's clean if I don't buy anything. Right.
But it's not clean as much as it's just empty. It's unfinished.
Right.
Yeah, right.
But see, what happens is like Hannah is a self-proclaimed maximalist.
Sure.
Like she wants to fill every inch of our house with something. So then as she becomes more maximalist, all my minimal things end up just, well, where do I put it? I got to put it somewhere.
In that corner.
And it's like in my office.
Right.
And in my car. Like that's the stuff that I own is right there. Right. Damn. And then, like you can only fit so much stuff. So it ends up just bleeding over. See, I have a reason. But if I had my own house by myself, all the stuff wouldn't seem like a lot of stuff. Because this is it. This is all I own.
I guess
does that make sense?
I'm with you. I'm with you to a certain degree. Like everything I have, the only thing in excess would be the guitars from the outside perspective, because for the uninitiated, they'll be like, well, a guitar. And it's like, well, hold on a second. It's like saying a car is a car. It's like, that's a dump truck and that's a Ferrari. They don't do the same thing, and guitars are the same way. So the only excess I indulge in would be like, I have a lot of guitars. Yeah. But
that's like, that's a hobby, right? Like that's something that really you're passionate about. Yeah. Like I wouldn't have all these tools because I wouldn't have bought a house that has all this land to take care of. Yeah, right. I wouldn't have gotten all these sheep, like the sheep and the goats. So I wouldn't need a sawzall and a circular saw. I wouldn't need any of that stuff. Right.
A goat saw. I don't know.
I wouldn't need it. So that's how I solve my issues of like just not my tolerance level being a little bit higher as far as not organizing. I just don't have much to do. I remember when at college, when I was living, I had like 3 other apartment mates. I had 1 plate, 1 fork, 1 spoon, 1 butter knife, like 1 knife, whatever, and my 1 glass, and that was it. Like. Yeah. I clean my thing. I put it away. Now, that doesn't mean I'm clean. That doesn't mean I'm like a clean freak. It's just I know my limitations. Yeah. If I had 10 plates, I'd use all 10 plates. Right. And therefore, it'd take a lot longer to clean all 10 plates.
10 dirty plates.
But if I have 1 plate, well, then I got to eat on it the next the next meal. So guess what? You better clean it.
That is just...
Yeah. So that's how I always live my life, like more minimalist. Except that I kind of, when you have a family, it doesn't kind of.
It can't work that way.
And then when there's all like, well, I want to, I want this, I want that. We want to build a chicken coop. Like, okay, well, I got to get stuff. I can't just use my bare hands to cut wood.
It'd be super hard if you did, though, bro. Hannah would be so impressed.
It would be like, like the old Spice Man. Like, I can chop wood with my bare hands.
Yeah, that's so. But it's also kind of quasi-racist because then like all your neighbors are like super white bread and they're like, they can really chop things in half with it. It's like those Kung Fu movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So, no. So spring cleaning. Yeah, but I do get a point. Like, I'm ready. Like, please be nice for a few days because I got a lot of organizing, a lot of cleaning to do. Like, I've hit my tolerance level.
I don't miss that about the house at all, bro. I don't miss that. So. Okay, here's what happens when you clean the house, right? You find the stuff you didn't know you had that you've been looking for, right? That extra remote that you bought, the new one that's like the universal.
Yeah.
All right, so you finally find the remote and you're like, hey, that's a win, right? You find like $5 on the couch. Sweet deal.
Yeah.
But boy, do you find a lot of bullshit you didn't need that you just collected. Just garbage. It's nothing. Right. And then what a stupid debate with yourself when you were like, oh, but I need this, but I don't use it, but I should keep it. And then who enters the room? What man enters the room? Last name Case, first name Justin. Justin Case.
Right.
Justin Case. No, there is no Justin Case. It's never going to get used. Get rid of it.
Well, see, but then I go through the whole, but money was spent on this. So now throwing away, get rid of it, and getting rid of it, meaning I'm literally throwing the whatever $50. Here you go in the trash, because somebody bought this or that, right? And so even though you may not use it, or just in case, it's like but there was money spent on this, and that's where I get frustrated. And usually it's not my money. It's the fact that like my family buys all this shit. Right. I'm like, this is money. And then but every weekend we're like filling a trash can with all this shit.
With money.
With money.
I'm depreciating money.
Like really, how great would it be if we could like throw that into some Coinstar machine and like, get my money back.
At least you could get, 50 cents on the dollar back.
Right? No.
Yeah.
Oh, it bothers me. One room I don't want to look at, my daughter's room, dude. No, like yesterday we picked her up after we went to the cabins. We picked her up, and she's like, "Oh, I'm so glad that I cleaned my room, before I left." And I'm like,
"Did you?"
No. I go, "Did you look at your room? I mean, there's like candy wrappers all over the place." Underneath the bed, I'm looking. I'm like,
I don't know why this is terrible. Such animals, dude. I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah, the kids. I don't get it. why just put it away? Put it in the thing. They think it magically disappears. Yeah, I just had Sunday. We're doing this on a Monday. So Sunday yesterday, I just threw down a different gauntlet for the kids. I'm like, we're getting them up to speed. All right. Gen X style. Right. We're folding the clothes. There's just been a lot of stuff been slacking as a dad. So I'm like, no, we're picking up our own stuff. Because I had the chores kind of divvied out. Right. Like, okay, you're in charge of blankets. You're in charge of clothes. But they didn't like that because they don't want to pick each other's crap up. And I'm like, you don't want to pick up what? I want to pick your crap up?
But you don't want to pick each other's crap up?
Oh,
exactly.
Yeah. So anyways, we did away with that. We're going to try this new thing to try to keep it clean. But
no, it's so frustrating. That's why my favorite thing to do for stress relief is just throwing shit in Lily's room. I told you that before, right? It's my best thing. Like, I don't care. Like if she leaves like a used milk container or whatever, like finished milk, right? And she just leaves it on the countertop. Like, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. Because I just take that container and I just open up her room. Boom. I chuck it, close it. They're like, hey, I don't care. Okay, but this is in your room now. So you got to care.
Yeah. Figure it out.
So everything goes in there. Like wrappers, anything, just trash. I just like, oh, no problem. I'm really easygoing, like really calm. I don't care. Here, I'll just take all these wrappers, this, that, open a door, start chucking shit in there, close it, and I'm like, look how clean our kitchen is.
But obviously it doesn't do anything because it's all under the bed.
Well, right.
Now,
but she has to clean it. Like, and then it does get to a point where she's like, I have to clean my room. I got stuff all over the place.
Where did this come from?
Yeah. Exactly. I love it. And so I test like what's her breaking point.
God, that's wild.
Like I never get upset. Like if she leaves her underwear stuff in the bathroom or her book bag right at the, I don't care.
Shut up. Are you like lurking around the corner just like waiting for the
it's the best. So I grab all that stuff and I just chuck it in. Sometimes I hang her stuff like around like doorknobs in her room. Sure. Like on her trophy case. Yeah. So that she walks like, why do I just have shit all over the place? I'm like, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Why do you just leave your shit all over? So my solution is that I close that door. And like, you can live in your shit. I don't care. That's your fault. If rats start crawling out from the unknown because of all the shit that's been thrown in there. Got a whole
menagerie of
don't care
of animals in there.
Yeah.
Yes. So feels good. You find stuff you don't need.
Mm-hmm.
You find stuff that you've been meaning. Finally found it. So that's a win. There's a bit of self-criticizing in that because you're like, you shouldn't have bought that. Right? That's annoying.
Yeah, right.
You wasted your money.
Your money.
Maybe some mild, some self-reflection. You find like pictures. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? There's kind of those moments where,
memory lane type thing. Like, okay, I'll keep this.
A little sentimental.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Those are nice moments. But mostly that feeling of like, I don't know, man, it like makes me feel lighter or something.
At the end of the day, like it definitely feels really relieving.
Yeah.
To have everything cleaned up.
Yeah.
Hannah's really good at like, doing the laundry, and she gets our like walk-in closet all cleaned out, and it looks nice. Like, oh wow, this is really cool. Like it feels refreshing when everything, like you could find your shit. Yeah. Right. But when it starts piling up and you're not staying on top of it, oh man, that's when the anxiety and the stress starts building up.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and it adds. You know what? I feel like we're doing a spot for Revive with Style, one of our clients. Shout out. Because but it's so much time added to your morning, to your day. Mm-hmm. Oh, that sucks, man. I hate that. I hate that. Yeah. I hate being robbed of my time. That's what kills me, right? And it makes each little task hard to do. Mm-hmm. That's what kills me. That's why I try to keep it as neat as I possibly can.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's funny because like one of my older brothers, he is like a lean consultant, lean engineer. Yeah. And so what that basically means, and I know I'm going to butcher it for any engineers out there, but he makes things efficient and transparent and organized so that factories are operating at an efficient level, right?
Okay.
That's a maximal efficiency.
Right.
And it's basically like based off of like the Japanese manufacturing plants. And and so when you go in these manufacturing plants that implement lean systems, like all the tools are outlined with tape in its exact spot. Yeah. And like when you're done with your shift, you got to make sure the hammer's hanging there, the screwdriver's over here. And partly because it's efficiency. Then the next guy who comes in for the night shift, they're not looking around the whole shop. Right. You know, and then, I got to grab some coffee. And then, I'm going to talk to Bill over here about his weekend. And all because they just needed to find that damn hammer. Yeah. Like the hammer's right there. Yeah. Right.
Get to work.
And like, it's so true. Like, so yeah, it gets frustrating when you're like, where the hell did I put that thing?
I hate that, man.
You know?
I hate that. I hate being robbed of my time. Yeah. No, and it's not only like, around here, right? We have all been, but I have a lot been getting into our CRM, client relationship management system.
Yeah.
Like, just feels good, man.
Yeah.
You know, feels just shedding a little dead weight. What is this? Do we need this? And just unclogging the works.
Mm-hmm. It's like the non-sexiest part of marketing.
It's such
but
a
it's so
drag,
needed,
man. Yeah.
Like systems and making sure your all your contacts are up to date and scrubbed.
Yeah.
Making sure that like all your funnels are working and all your, like all that stuff, your deals are up to date on your CRM. Like that's the stuff that is so important because you need that information, but that's like the guts of the machine, mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't give it that like once over and clean all the stuff out, all of a sudden you find yourself bogged down and every task seems so hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
And what is this contact? Or when you got like doubles of a contact,
mm-hmm.
And then all your notes are on one but not on the other.
Right.
But the other one has all the contact information in it or something. Can I merge them? What if I merge them and we're going to lose all this?
Right.
Like, bro.
But then also like when you do that like cleaning of your database, it prompts you of like, oh shoot, I haven't talked to that person in such a long time.
All right.
It's kind of finding that $5 bill in the couch cushion.
That's right. Yeah. Only it's like a $10,000 bill. Right. Because so all of a sudden, right? Not only does it free up your brain,
mm-hmm.
right? As a salesman,
mm-hmm.
right? I'm looking at this and I'm saying like, it gives you a false sense. Right, because you're like, I've got all these, things in my CRM. It must be good. It must be big, right? It's robust. Then you find out, you got to lighten that by, 20%.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do that. Then you see, like you're saying, you see the valuable ones kind of pop out. Oh, yeah, that person needed this. And this person, I got to reach out. And, I think they got a new position over here.
Mm-hmm.
And all these kinds of opportunities, all of a sudden, just right in front of your eyes. Right. Oh, man.
Yeah,
what a relief it is as a salesman.
Yeah.
What a relief.
Well, and see, one of the frustrations I have and why I like this topic of like spring cleaning your database in a sense is like, you not only just start to uncover like contacts or relationships, but like things start to become more relevant in terms of reporting. So like one of the frustrations that I have is like, let's say we do an email campaign,
right?
And you look at the reports of the open rates and stuff and like, oh, okay, cool. Like we got, or like, we got 20% open rate and 3% click-through rate. But then you stop and wonder like, how accurate is that?
Right.
Because like how many contacts did we send this to that we don't even know who they are?
Right.
Like this is not relevant information, right? And so like when we're cleaning out ours, what did we start off with? What was the number of contacts?
Over 3,000.
Okay, so we had over 3,000, and then now where are we at?
Under 700.
Under 700. See, for me, like that's refreshing. Like that's not discouraging in a sense of like, damn, like we don't have 3,000 anymore because like that's irrelevant. Those numbers.
We essentially lost what we never had.
Right.
That's all that is.
Right? But that changes your reports.
100%.
And so that's why I'm like, yes, finally. Like it's just that's the other refreshing aspects. Like now your reports are relevant. Or like when you're cleaning out. So we use HubSpot, and so HubSpot, So HubSpot allows us to look at not only our contacts but deals, tasks, tickets, opportunities, etc. And so cleaning out just the deals is so refreshing too.
Yeah.
You know, to me, it's not discouraging because I'd rather know that like this opportunity will never actually become anything. So just clean it out. And when you clean it out, then the numbers or reports all change and might go down. But at least you're like, okay, but this is actual potential money that we can get.
That's real. So here's an analogy that is one of the most poignant things that my buddy Brenton, the black belt at JGMMA, said in class. One of the most poignant things.
Wait. Brenton is black belt?
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't know
He's got
that.
one stripe in his black belt, so he's been that for 3 years.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's a bad dude. I mean, he's all right. You know. Come on. So, anyways, but he said, so when you're in the middle of jiu-jitsu, for those that might do it, you find yourself nervously. Mm-hmm. You don't know what to do, mm-hmm. and you nervously kind of hang on to a grip, right? Yeah. Almost kind of a frozen in fear moment, right? So, a lot of times what new people do, right? And I've been at it for a while, me too, but you might get a grip on a collar, mm-hmm. you think you're going to choke somebody, and then you find yourself in such a position that it's impossible to choke them. Yeah. You lack leverage, you just can't do it.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, look no further than a bunch of like no stripe white belts, and they're going to be hanging onto that grip like a son of a bitch because they don't know what else to do, yeah. right? So they grip desperately to this move. Mm-hmm. It's not going to give them any return, right? There's no ROI. Mm-hmm. It's not going to improve their position. It's not going to do any. It's not even going to burn the stamina of the other person that they have this grip on, mm-hmm. right? So it just is net zero. There's nothing there.
Nothing.
So, and all they're really doing is holding on to like this misguided belief that this grip's going to do something and putting themselves in a bigger hole they're going to have to dig out of anyway later. Right. So, okay, how the hell does that relate to a CRM cleanup? What it means is if you're holding on to, say, a bunch of leads, mm-hmm. and it's like, this is like 1 in a million business here, yeah. right? You're not going to get it. Yeah. And if you think you're going to, just make the phone call, whoever they might be. You didn't mm-hmm. talk to them for 18 months or whatever it is, but just make the phone call and get the no.
Right.
Make the no happen.
Make the no happen, yeah.
Because a lot of times it seems like in looking through a CRM, looking through the database, the pool of clients, maybe not everybody has a CRM, a spreadsheet, but looking through those opportunities that, and those contacts and all that, man, you got to be able to see where the money really is, mm-hmm. right? What is worth my time? Mm-hmm. Because if you're just looking at, countless contacts that go nowhere and right. deals that coulda, woulda, shoulda, maybe, and they're like hundreds of $1,000s worth of a deal, but it's never going to happen.
Right. Why you have it in there anyways?
You know what I mean? And it's like we were joking about it sort of before, but it's like you're hoarding. It's like the amount of leads, mm-hmm. if you want to call them leads, contacts, is like the security blanket, mm-hmm. And you feel like, oh, I've got 7,000 leads. Yeah, but 6,500 haven't talked to you. They don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Right. So what are you feeling so secure about? Yeah. There's not a single yes among them. Mm-hmm. Right. So yeah, I find it so valuable, man. And so it shows you it's like getting the dust off lights.
Yeah.
And the lights all of a sudden get real bright. Mm-hmm. And sometimes for worse too, right? Mm-hmm. Because they expose a deal and it kind of hurts because you realize you lost an
opportunity.
You lost the deal. It was buried under a bunch of bullshit, mm-hmm. and you got busy, and it was Christmas or it was your birthday or whatever it was, and then you kind of come back to it, and you're like,
"Yep,
it was right there." And you go back to the email, and right now, so that's you finding a picture of like an old girlfriend or something, maybe, and you're like, "Oh, what could have been?" And she had like a real nice ass, but you know what I mean? Like everything else is just a mess, but you kind of forget how messed up she was in the head, and you're just like, "Damn, that was the one." Oh well, and you throw the picture out, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, but you got to let it go.
I've had that happen once, where like probably several times, but where we're supposed to quote on like a rebrand and a website and stuff, and I don't know what happened because it was, a couple years ago, right?
Right.
And then only to find out like one of my friends and her agency, they picked up this client to do that exact same job.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah,
shit. that was buried under something that we never got to.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
But so from that standpoint, I'm a huge believer. Like, we got to keep the database clean.
Yeah.
Even if that means, it's deflated in terms of numbers of contacts, for example. Make sure that the deals and the opportunities, that there's just some movement versus it's just sitting there.
Right.
And because otherwise, like, why do you even have like HubSpot? Why do you even pay that fee?
Right.
And so I always say, like, what's the best CRM that you could buy? The one that you're going to use at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because you could have we keep repeating HubSpot, but HubSpot is great. Like, there's so many, when you compare HubSpot CRM to all these different other CRM tools, it's awesome.
Right.
But if you don't use it, it's a fucking waste of money.
A total waste. And I've seen
but
people,
might as well just use a spreadsheet.
Exactly. I've seen advisors crushing it, and Salesforce and HubSpot and everything else is come and gone, and they're just keeping it old school on Microsoft Excel.
Yep.
Just fine for them, as long as you use it.
As long as you use it. Now, if you can now just use it, but then implement these other bells and whistles that HubSpot and Zoho CRM and all those different fancy tools give you.
What's that?
Now you're advanced.
Monday.com. That's another one we're using right now. Monday's pretty cool. Yeah, man. Yeah. And I see it as like a force multiplier. Just got off a call earlier today talking about this sort of thing. And like, what's the analogy? It's like if you go around man to man and sell something, right, and close a deal, then you got that one-to-one. It's a word of mouth. It's a handshake, and that's really cool, right? And that's how like bigger deals get closed. You're gonna have to meet. It's actually kind of nature of that business. But like higher volume, man, you don't have enough time in the day.
Yeah.
There's just not enough hours for me to go walk and see 10 people, 30 people in one day. How?
Yeah.
It just doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
I'm not selling donuts, right? So when you have these systems in place, I always picture them like a robot, right? Like some cyborg that I'm just inputting. But for every one of my effort, there's 10.
Yeah.
30x, 100x. And then if I can use things like LinkedIn and all that to go, bother people, let them know what I'm doing. God, is it such a time saver, man?
Yeah, it's a huge time saver.
I can't, when we see people, and that's one of our metrics, right? With the how's your systems, right? Which again is like, unless you're some type of analytical type nerd, nobody cares. Nobody wants to hear your stupid shit about systems. What is that?
It's the
unsexy conversation,
right. And it's the part of marketing that is like so important, but yet when people think of marketing, they often think of branding and
Red
advertising.
Bull jumped out of a plane,
right? And and really, marketing is all the systems. It's the strategies. It's the campaigns and how you build it, and the timing and the sequencing and the reporting and the analysis. And it's not sexy, necessarily. There's a lot of stuff, but it's all important. That stuff is like, and I'm glad that we've implemented systems on staying on top of our system. We've implemented processes to stay on top of our systems. Yeah, because otherwise it's useless. Did you ever? I don't know, like when you started, like kind of working in offices and stuff, but do you remember the days of the Rolodexes and like were you, or is that phased out by the time? No,
so I would have had my first kind of corporate straight type job in 2011, right? Because that's when I started working at Merrill Lynch, and Bank of America. So yeah, that's the first time. And by then, I think I could be wrong, but I think Oracle, Salesforce, one of those, like one massive, and the CRM was honestly second to none, right? Say what you want about that company and organization, like. Man, they had the coolest software. Yeah. It was so cool and integrated.
See, I could nerd out on I was still at the tail end. Like, it was pretty much phased out. I was just kind of like trying to hold on to whatever was there.
Yeah, hold on to
it. Yeah. And so I remember my Rolodex, it didn't roll. It wasn't one of those like wheels, but it was like this case. It was awesome. I loved it. Like when you open it up, it kind of like pushed the cards up in accordion like file way. So I could like pick out what card you want. Gotcha. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. And I gotta try to put business cards and things in order. Right. I remember my system back then, and like I said, it was the tail end. So like Act was like the software for us that you would use. But I'm like, I like the physical aspect of the way I do. You know, and so what I would do is I'd go networking and I'd like pick up all these cards, and then I'd sit at my office, and then I would like start putting them in piles, almost like I'm like collecting like baseball cards. Like, okay, this is an opportunity. This is a potential like influencer. This is I don't know what this is. Maybe I might need their services someday, and I would just kind of break them up into piles, and then work through this list. Do my one-on-ones. Okay, these people I need to get them gifts or something. These people. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do these people. And I just move things. And I still love that. And so it was so hard to embrace, like, okay, now I got to put this into like Act. And then what? I can't see it. Like, how do I organize it? I need to move my piles around. Right. But now it's like, I just laugh at that. Like how much
how archaic
that
is.
All right. So I don't remember the last time I picked up a business card. And when I did, like, I probably just threw it in the trash.
Let's take a picture of it. I would say,
because I take a picture of it.
So I had an app for a long time. I probably re-download it, but you could just scan the business card and just immediately create a contact in the iPhone. But I still have a box. I got a box of business cards. You know, that I just. But honestly, it's not even for anything. Just sheer shits and giggles to see like how long it's going to take me to fill the whole box. Right. I figured there should be room for like 400 or 500. You know, several hundred at least. So, but that's just for me. Yeah, man. But on the other side of like, all right, you got all these business cards, you laid it out. That sounds like a reasonable thing to do, right? Okay, this is immediate, not so much, blah, blah, blah. But then the reaching out, the phone calls made, that we don't have to do the same thing anymore. No. And I'm so thankful for that.
Yeah.
Like,
we live in a great time right now where things you could get real-time reports. You can be able to utilize the systems to even remind you when to reach out to them.
Oh, God, it's a lifesaver.
Man. Like what I used to do, like in my pile of business cards, if I reach out to them, I put it in the back. And I just keep putting it back. Yeah. And by the time I get to them, I'm like, okay, I reached out to them one time. Right. I could let that sit for like a month, and then I'll go through it again. And I keep adding. Yeah.
But then it burns the gray matter because it's on you as that, you know, business rep, that sales rep, business development rep to like have the follow-up protocols kind of in your head, right? You're the computer. None of that exists in my brain now. Yeah. Right. There's a lot of automatic stuff. Yeah. That like, you know, and I'm even getting more into it.
So long as you stay on top of it though.
Yeah.
Right?
Right, yeah, because there could be automatic like follow-ups that happen that generate emails, say, and you don't even know they're going out.
Right.
Right. So then you get called out, you really look like an asshole because then you're like, you get a call, right, prompted from an email that you sent out, but you forgot it was even automated.
Because it's Yeah,
and you get the call and like it's Jane Doe and she's all pumped about the big whatever widget you're selling, right? And it's like, we do websites. That's good. And well, what about da-da-da-da? Specific to the article you allegedly just sent her and you don't know what it is?
You don't even know what it is. Right. So it's not like you can just completely set it and forget it. Right. You got to set it, but then you got to monitor it.
Yeah, be the master of it.
You got to be a master of it. Yeah. But see, back then, things are so different. You know, like you didn't have things happening so fast, right? You didn't have chats coming in and social media that you had to monitor. You didn't have, you went to trade shows and expos. Yeah. You went to events, networking events. You picked up the phone and made calls, and you went through your Rolodex.
Right.
That was it. You know, now it's like, okay, I got a social media post. Oh, I got to do work. I have to have workflows. Oh yeah, trust me. Like
back when men were men. See,
I miss those days, dude.
When dames were dames. See,
why do you think I started this whole Don Draper's podcast? Because like I miss those. I still remember like going in my first place of work and the break room was yellow because of cigarettes.
Smoke?
Smoke.
That's funny.
And those thick metal desks and industrial lights.
Yep.
Dude, those are the days, man. You see stains, like just yellow stains on the ceiling. Like that's what I felt like men were men, dude. It's like, yeah, there you go. We're all just killing ourselves. We don't give a shit.
It's fine. Dude, I love that scene in oh damn, I can't remember the name of it. Might think of it. Rick Moranis plays a like a stockbroker type, something like that. And there's a scene like Greedy People, maybe something like that. But it's like mid '80s, and he's got he's like swallowing like I presume like nitrous pills, heart medication type stuff, and he's just on a call, just yelling, leaning into somebody. Why didn't you have it? Like he's the dominant one. Yeah. Hangs up, and he's got the blood pressure thing, and he's squeezing it himself while on the phone, eating heart medication, just looking super 80s out with a killer tie, And then he hangs up and looks right at the cameras. I love this shit. Damn.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. There's something about those days.
Something about those days.
Back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah. Love it. But then it's just, again, talk about you always talk about how things don't make sense with me or with you, Rick. I love those days, but then on the other hand, I can't wait till I can plug myself into a computer.
Dude.
Like I want to be like when people watch The Matrix, they're appealed by the Neo character.
Sure.
I want to be the guy in the gel. In the battery that's just plugged in.
You're Cypher, bro.
I know.
Just put me back in.
So it's like, what? How could you be like this when you want this? Changing topic a little bit. I'm just thinking about, so have you watched Cobra Kai?
Yeah, of course.
On TV?
Yeah. Eagle fangs.
Love it, dude. The action sequences are so like horrible, I just love watching it anyways. But I got to thinking, what if this was like a movie like Cobra Kai, but it was like all jujitsu, like to replace all the fighters with jujitsu? Like, I don't know if that would look good on screen.
No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't.
Like,
because
come on, let me get a fight.
Just lay down,
right? Because
you're like butt scooting to the guy.
Because I was thinking, like, oh man, these scenes are so lame. But then, like, well, what else are you gonna do? You're gonna put like a bunch of jujitsu guys in there? It's like just.
You know what kills me about Karate Kid, just in general, right? The either the movies or anything, all things Karate Kid, right? Even the one with Will Smith's kid, Jaden Smith. Like, you mean you're gonna tell me that you're putting kids, right, middle school, junior high, and high school kids into bare knuckle, full contact sport?
Right?
What are you talking about? This is crazy.
That's what they should do.
Dude,
like,
that's
really
UFC. That's like John McCain. Like, hold on, right? For real. That's 1993 is the first UFC. Of course, there was bare knuckle fights before, no NHB. But what, you know how many politicians would be out in arms like, hey, you can't have kids bare knuckle fighting.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
And then at the end of a fight, like, have you watched bare knuckle boxing?
I've only seen clips here and there, like,
bro.
Yeah,
those people look like pieces of meat in Rocky at the end of it, right?
Yeah.
And and it's all soft tissue damage. Like, it's fine; they'll heal up. But yeah, this is the premise of Karate Kid. What? And then they're gonna have multiple fights in one night?
Yeah, like,
are you insane?
Like, some episodes is like nonstop just fighting. Yeah,
so stupid. Anyways,
we always talk about that though. Like, jiu-jitsu matches are probably like more realistic from the standpoint of like, it's just me and you and grappling, and there's no like helmet gear. You're not holding punches or anything like that.
You can go pretty hard.
You just go pretty hard, right?
Yep.
Whereas like then you have these guys, even adult, contact sports like Taekwondo, and they're wearing a big like
little belly pad
things. It's like, well, how real is that?
Although there is, I forget, it's like karate combat, something like that. But it is proper fighting, right? So those are point fighters, but they're, like Bas Rutten or somebody was in it, not fighting. He's an old man now, but he was commentating. So it's legit, and they're doing real karate, but they're also doing like Muay Thai, so kicks with the shin.
But do they have shin pads on?
As far as I know, they do not.
They do not? Okay.
They do not. They probably have
I think real fighting should try to eliminate as much of the the things that would maybe give you a little bit more confidence because you're wearing it, but in actuality, like, you're not as good as you think you are because You have all this padding on.
George.
So that's why I'm all pro. Like, just throw the kids in the ring and let them fight it out.
Get the fuck. You know how that is insane. But that's the only thing amongst all. I'm like, I'm in it. I'm watching,
and
Cobra Kai.
It's completely for pure like selfishness for me. It's because if I was sitting my kid out there, you know how fast the event would be over. I'd just be like, done. All right, let's go home. You want some McDonald's?
Yeah.
Instead, these events take so freaking long. I'm like, is this over yet?
That's
As a spectator, I'm like, man, you took the
jiu-jitsu events are forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
It's completely selfish. That's the only reason why I have no care for my
I can't stand. I'm in it. All right, so never mind the fighting.
Yeah.
All things Cobra Kai. Otherwise,
yeah.
I'm in it. The cheesy storyline. The
Did
hair metal.
Did you finish it?
No.
Okay, I will tell you how.
So the last time I saw it, they were training kids in the woods with some Japanese broad, maybe, and like she was like the student of one of the guys, something like that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like
So you only have like
a
couple more, maybe 7 more episodes left to go. You're like in the last season.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd finish it.
Yeah,
it's all I can say. It's redeeming. It's just redeeming.
It had better be, dude. Because even at that point, I was like, we're training in the woods, bro. You know what I mean? Like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
Trust me.
It's too much UFC.
It goes way too, like it just goes downhill until it doesn't.
Stupid.
Until it doesn't. It goes downhill and not realistic at all until it doesn't. And it's like, okay, that was a good ending.
You know what I watched as well? I couldn't even get anywhere in it. I kept fast forwarding. It's free movies on YouTube. American Ninja 3.
Yo,
I think it was.
wait. Was featuring like was a star like a girl?
No. It was the last name is Dudikoff.
Oh, you know what
Michael
I'm thinking
Dudikoff,
of? I'm thinking of Kumite, but like they did like a modern take on it, and it was a female. Like, come on,
they got to go Disney with it. They got it. But dude, I was so first of all, I think it's Michael Dudikoff.
Was it Kumite or Bloodsport? One of the two. Anyways.
The guy was an athlete. I'll give him that. Right, and he was very in shape. Good job. I'll give him that. The whole rest of the premise, dude, they got like ninjas. They got a whole school of ninjas doing ninja stuff to practice.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
This is the stupidest crap. And their techniques are garbage.
Yeah.
Right? They're all garbage. And like ninjutsu is like what it is. That's like the style naturally because they're all ninjas. But they're just doing dumb shit. They're like doing tumbling class. It looks like my kid in ninja class. Right? That's what they called it. They called it ninja class.
Yeah,
it's just a little exercise. Let's not call it a fighting style. It's so stupid. They're throwing Chinese stars and all this horse shit. That doesn't work. It doesn't work. Go against one of the Marines and see what your ninjutsu gets you. Nothing. Nothing. Not a damn thing. Anyways, it was just rough to watch. So I don't know how we got there, but I was.
Yeah, you know what? It's only because you brought the illustration of a jiu-jitsu guy, the white,
with
white
the grip.
Belt gripping.
Yeah. Hold the grip for desperation.
And I started thinking like that just won't look good on TV. That's you're telling me. All I kept thinking about was that would not look good if that was Cobra Kai and the whole episode you're just seeing this
I'll tell you what,
white belt holding onto a gi.
Particularly boring is like 2 black belts in gis in jiu-jitsu because there's a lot of, every little inch could mean good or bad, life or death. So it's like
you don't even know, something obviously happened.
Something's going on.
Tapped out, but you can't, for the novice
or
the observer. You're just like, okay, something happened.
And the stuff that really works is usually going to be like simple, basic, fundamental. An arm bar. That's a solid technique. It works, right? But you're not going to get some fancy flash in a pan. But if you see like blue belts and purple belts, they're the ones without defense. That's like watching 2 football teams with shit for defense, right? So it's like they're pushing the 100 mark in terms of their scoring because it's just nothing but Hail Mary passes, and crazy stuff like that. But their defense, garbage.
It's like the opposite of, to me, of like watching jiu-jitsu is watching. You ever see those Indian guys?
That's
I don't even know what game that is.
I don't.
But they're just
I don't
running
care
around
what
like
game it is.
clapping, and they're like, there's like slapping bodies and shit. Like, I don't even know what that is. I mean, like, I actually try to YouTube and try to learn what the rules are.
Bro,
I don't get it. I just don't.
That is
That's like the opposite.
hilarious. What in the world?
What is that?
Look,
And it's always, do you notice they always feature that one dude who's like shorter than everybody else? I don't know if you ever see the reels, but he's like shorter than all the other Indian guys.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, he's intense, man. He's jumping up like really high up in the air, like spread eagle, clapping his hands.
What happens
and
when
then
he's
like,
what happens?
Slap. And then like, I don't even get it. Like they're like kind of running parallel to each other.
Yeah.
Like, each slap each other. And then afterwards he runs around like he just won
You didn't win
the
anything.
Super Bowl.
Dude, try it on me. Try it on me.
Like nobody fell over. Nobody, like, did you get points per slap?
I don't get it. I bet they don't understand it.
Yeah.
I understand that cricket is a game that can go on for days.
Yeah.
Nobody really gets the rules.
Yeah.
It's just this weird, ethereal thing that happens. And I bet this is the same stupid version, only in funny.
I do get cricket a little bit.
I don't get cricket. It's dumb. It looks weird. I don't get it.
Well, the cool thing with cricket, in my opinion, is it's like the field is like 360.
Okay.
Right. So like if I have the bat or whatever, like I think in theory I could like hit the ball this way.
Yeah.
Or I could like tap it that way. But basically the guy with the bat is like protecting the little stick things.
Right. And there's 3 sticks.
Right.
So I'm with you on the 3 sticks.
And it's like a 360 stadium. Like that's kind of cool. But versus baseball, where everything just kind of happened in this direction,
right? You
could like hit it this way. It's a little bit more dynamic.
But how do you score in cricket?
You go back and forth. You have a runner, and so instead of bases in baseball, where you got to go around the 3 bases, they go back and forth, and every time they go back and forth, there's points there. I don't. That's as
they don't either. There's 2 schools, dude. I was ever so curious because I love Indian food a lot.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. So, and especially in New Jersey, there would be a cricket game on. You better believe there's going to be cricket, right? And there's going to be Bollywood dancing on this TV, and there's cricket on that one, right? Probably a soccer match in between. So I got very accustomed to watching a cricket game. For the life of me, I don't know what's going on. Yeah. And then I was curious. I was like, let me learn this game, right? Let me expand my brain, right? And just see, maybe I can be enthused, right? When my fellow patrons are cheering on a game. Evidently, a game can go on for days, right? And then there's two schools of thought. There's the old school, which could have like 5-day games or something. And then there's the new school, which condenses it some kind of way. Yeah. They all don't agree on the rules.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
So cricket's stupid.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah.
And obviously there's lots of people who love it.
Lots.
Or would you do what about that one thing where I think I talked about this to you before. Those guys, they're basically wearing nothing but like loincloths and they're running towards a pole and they do like a forward flip.
Yeah, dude.
And like hug the pole like between their legs.
Aggressive.
Like, there's so many problems with that. Like, first of all, like,
I don't want to smack my balls. That's all I care about.
So, like, you flip and you like, smash your nuts.
Dude. But even
you smash your nuts into the pole. Yeah. And of course, you don't just stick there, right? You slide. Yeah. So you get the smash and slide.
Yeah.
Like
smash and slide here, boss. It's so stupid. God help me.
Like, like, what does that say to if you can actually, let's say you're like the best at it. I mean, like,
I'm the best at smash and slide. Really? What's that mean? Means my balls smash against the wooden pole. Cool, bro.
Like,
what's your wife think about that?
Do you get proud of that? Are you proud of that? Like,
how do you say like, smash and slide in Hindi?
I know how to jump, forward flip.
That's so
smash
stupid.
my balls to
you know
the
what?
pole
if you want to
and then slide down. That basically says, dude, you have no balls.
If you
just admit it.
Impress me.
You got nothing there.
Flip onto it the other way, right? If you go dick first in the pole, you win. You win.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Like I'd be more proud, have more pride for the dude who flips, smashes balls like and screams in pain because like, yeah, that makes sense. But why is this guy able to do that?
Why are you so, bro? Look, listen. There's seriously hardcore individuals in the Indian military, right? And I think it's India, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure that's in India. So how do we as humans, right? As one of the oldest history in Earth, right?
Yeah.
We have this rich history, and we've got simultaneously just clapping at each other in the head. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm flipping on the pole with my balls.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, a substantial military, right? Where they're dealing with Chinese military. Like, it's a serious situation.
Yeah.
They're real fighters with real skills. But how is it in the same place, they also are like, by the way, check this guy out. And he's just like, bop, nuts on the pole. What kind of weird stuff?
Well, you know what? It makes me think, like, if I want to like look into it a little bit, it makes me think like that's a sport that like some college frat boys like in India
That's
created.
a goof. Yeah.
Like, oh, this is hilarious, and then it just kind of became a thing,
right?
Or like the slapping thing that had to start in like Indian like university or something like that. Bali Sorry.
Right now, we are definitely super American because we're just like, who knows? It could be some religious ceremony.
But it has to kind of make sense. And the only way this makes sense is like when we were college students and I was in a fraternity, like we made stupid shit stories that would like make. I mean, we're fools, right? Like. That's the only way that makes sense. Otherwise,
I really hope this isn't some religious thing.
Oh, shit. Okay, let me clarify. We are
the
ignorant.
Pole represents something. I don't know.
We are ignorant. We have no clue.
No idea. We're just speculating.
Dude,
like I said,
more power to you if you could if you could do the smash and slide.
Smash and slide.
More power to you.
We will look that up.
Yeah.
Translate into
I have no idea how we went from CRM to smash and slide.
So good. It's so worth it.
But anyways,
clean your CRM.
Clean your CRM, people.
They do it on the pole.
Yeah, you know, it's not as exciting as a smash and slide or the slap, the slap attack.
That's so stupid.
But
that's so dumb.
But it's very needed for your marketing to succeed.
They gotta see that in our culture too, right?
Oh, sure.
WWE. I don't know what we're doing.
Well, I mean, we could make fun of WWE and stuff too.
And in Japan, they're doing the same thing. It's just
sure. It's everywhere.
Everybody's got something stupid. Not as bad as the horse head racing. You seen that from the Netherlands or whatever, or Sweden or something like that? Mm-hmm. And it's just girls riding around on the horse head.
German.
One Dutch, of them. Yeah. I don't know. It's just, you know what happens, dude? That's just when white folks end up with too much money and they're just like, I don't know what to do with myself. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a horse head on a stick.
It's like the horse on a stick where you're galloping and you jump over hurdles.
I don't need a horse.
You know,
I'll just do it myself.
Listen, you know how expensive it is to buy a horse? It's very expensive. You got to feed it. You got to take care of it.
That's right.
For people who want to enjoy, horses and don't have the money, you buy yourself a horse stick.
Just a head on a stick?
Yeah, horse on a stick. I remember this one reel I saw. This chick was like jumping hurdles or whatever with her horse on a stick.
Yeah.
And but then she got to a high one. Ooh. Is she gonna be able to make this one?
Yeah, sure.
And then she stopped. She's like, stopped. And then she backed up. She
didn't make the noise though.
I have to imagine she did. But she backed up. She backed up, and then she pulled like a towel or something, like a bandana out of her pocket, and she tied it around the horse's eyes.
Shut up.
Yeah, around the horse on a stick's eyes, and then she was like, boom, and she jumped over it because she had to calm down the nerves of her horse stick. And what's worse was like the announcers were like playing, oh, the horse is a little scared.
The horse become nervous.
Yeah. The horse has become nervous. Oh, she has to make sure to calm the horse down. It's like,
what the fuck is wrong with you? What kind of drugs are you guys taking, man? That's when you got to reset as a culture. Get it together.
That's not just an indictment on them though. It's just humans.
Humans are weird, man.
Yeah,
we're just
humanity.
Weird.
We come with the stupid.
You know what I want?
Shit.
I want the combo. Give me the combo. I want the combo of like the slapper guys.
Yeah.
Jump, because they could jump. They got some jumping skills, right? So the angle here is we get the chick with the horse head jumps over the hurdle, but the slapper is like, remember American Gladiators, right? And so he is protecting the hurdle. So he comes in, pop, 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 ha, pa, ta, and he hits him right in the head. Whether it's the horse or the girl. Yeah.
We combine these games. So before, in order for you to mount your horse on a stick, you have to do a front somersault.
Yeah. Yeah.
You hang on to it.
Yeah.
And then you can mount your stick horse.
You get your stick.
And then you go, and then you slap each other in the ring.
Yeah. Yeah.
As they're
I like the slappers as defense.
This game actually. Yeah. This is a good game.
Yeah. Yeah.
We combine stuff. That's the best.
Or there's a bunch of stupid like the wheel chasers in where's that? UK or something like that.
No,
cheese wheel chasers down the hill.
Yeah. We used to do those as kids. I remember. It's actually a thing now.
What's that?
Like when we were kids, we used to make up basketball wrestling.
Yeah.
So, like you could play basketball, but the other guy could tackle you and pin you at the same time.
That's
actually a thing now.
In Russia, that's what Khabib Nurmagomedov's MMA. I mean, they're all professional badasses, but they play.
It's like basketball, but then they can take you
takedowns
down, dude.
On a gym floor.
Just so you know, I created that.
I played a version of it
when I was like in
basketball.
5th grade.
Yeah,
with my Nerf basketball hoop.
Yeah. We used to do that.
We really deviated.
Yeah. Anyways, clean your CRM.
Clean the CRM.
That's
people.
our PSA today.
Yeah.
Spring cleaning. Clean out the CRM. See the value. Mm-hmm. Look for those deals. There's some hidden gems in there.
Mm-hmm.
Don't hold on. I think that's another PSA. Mm-hmm. Don't hold on. Just let it go.
Just let it go.
Let it go.
Forward flip and smash and slide. Just let it go.
Smash your nuts into a pole.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, just let it go.
I think we'll get out of here.
What are we gonna call this episode? The Smash and Slide.
Smash and Slide. I think we should call it just that.
Yeah.
Smash and Slide Horsehead. Yeah.
CRM Smash and Slide.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's the title. That's a good one. All right. So let's get out of here on that one. From the iconic era of advertising to the digital age. I'm Chris.
And I'm Ernie.
Keep it legendary.